Hello and welcome everyone to the home of the Hawks here at Alta High School in Sandy, Utah for Week 10 and a finale that has region title implications as the Brighton Bengals come to face off against the Alta Hawks here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher here alongside my broadcast partner Dave Harrison. And Dave, this game means a lot for both of these teams, but in very different ways. For Alta, it's senior night, your last home game of the year. But for the Bengals, they could win their region for the 5th time in 6 years.
Yeah, that's dominance. Brighton's really, Casey Soterra's done a fantastic job since he's got to Brighton. They've competed every year, won region titles. Haven't had the success I think that Casey would want in the playoffs. But, again, they have a chance here tonight to secure another region championship and to do it on the field of their arch rival. For years and years and years, these two teams have been major rivals. So for them to be able to come here and win a region championship would be big for them. And then for the Alta kids, it's senior night, and that matters a lot. They've put a lot of time into the program. I know there's Cole Albrecht's not playing tonight. He's a senior that I coached while I was here at Alta. And it means a lot. These kids, they want to go into the playoffs on a high note. They haven't been really as healthy as they needed to be, especially as thin as the roster is. But big game for both teams.
For Brighton, the Bengals are coming off of their first loss in almost a month of play and a loss to the Braves. Brighton really couldn't get anything going offensively, and they allowed all of Bountiful's 13 points to come in the first quarter. You have to think that if the away team wants to come out with a win and a title tonight, they're going to need a strong start in the first half when they control the football on offense.
Well, and I think it's important for Brighton to get ahead, and it's important for them not to let Alta's over-the-top pass game get them early, because that's really where Alta can hurt you. They've got some speed, they've got some kids that can run, and they really fantastic receivers, and Tucker Brown's a great quarterback. So it's not going to be an easy task either way for these teams, but offensively, I think both teams have struggled a little bit. And so it'll be important to see who starts off the game with some momentum and who's clicking early. Because I think you're right. I think whoever gets up in this game early, especially if Brighton gets up early, it's going to be tough for Alta to come back.
For Alta, the Hawks are trying to avoid last place in Region 6 after losing 5 straight in all of September and the first game of October. Alta did get back on the winning side of things last week against Viewmont. I think the key for Alta tonight would be making explosive plays on offense and limiting them on defense. In your mind, which player do you think has the opportunity to do that on either side of the ball?
Trevin Fabrizio, I really like for Alta. I know over the top they like to go to Evan Morton, and Bear Strong is a fantastic receiver, but I think Trevin's kind of the one that can make plays by himself, get him the ball in some space. And Slade Taylor for Brighton. I love Slade Taylor. He's an old Alta kid as well. I had a chance to coach, but he's really stepped up. He's one of the most coachable kids I've ever seen, and I'm excited to see him play again here tonight for Brighton. So I think, those are the two kids that I'd look for tonight. And quarterback play is going to be big. Take care of the ball.
So we've got a big one down here tonight in Alta in Region 6, Week 10. That'll do it for our pregame as we get ready to see Alta receive the ball first here tonight on Senior Night. Kick is away. It's up, and it will go back through the end zone. So the Hawks going to start with the ball first. You mentioned quarterback play is going to be key, and Tucker Brown has been the quarterback for most of the season, 66% completion rate, almost 2,000 yards, but 14 touchdowns, 10 picks. You have to think that ratio has to be better tonight.
Yeah, he's had a couple, we saw him with 4 picks against Olympus, and 3 of those balls were tipped, so there's some bad luck in there. He's one of the toughest kids I know. He'll bounce back. He's mentally strong. I'm sure that he understands what he needs to do better, and he'll find the guys. I'm confident that Tucker's going to have a good night tonight.
So the Hawks will start in shotgun, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's going to be a handoff up the left side. Nice run out past the 30, gain of 10 on first down, and a beautiful rush on the left side, that time made by Cortland Cole, the junior rusher.
I like that play call. You've got 5 guys in the box for Brighton. If you can establish a run game early, if you're Alta, that bodes well for the whole ball game.
Hawks going quick here. It's another handoff, But Cole is met in the backfield. And what a stand there by the Brighton defensive line, that time led by William Little, the senior captain.
I like this left side of the offensive line for Alta. Logan Shuck's a big guy, 77 here on this outside. And
we've already seen Cole get the ball a couple of times, averages just about 24 rush yards a game, so he's literally almost at the halfway mark through 2 rushes. Motion by Strong. Now it's going to be a play action, going outside, and it's caught at the 45. Nice spin out of bounds, and a beautiful catch on the left side by Evan Morton.
Really good job by Tucker Brown that time. He could have put it way up over the top, and the safety would have got to that, so he kind of slowed him down with the throw. Evan did a good job. Morton did a great job adjusting to that, catching the ball in that soft spot and that zone coverage.
Hawks are moving the football. A reminder, our clock is unofficial up here on KSLSports.com, but we'll try and keep it as close as possible. 1st and 10 at the Brighton 45. Brown looking to pass. He's got lots of time and just couldn't find his receivers. Had a couple options near the 15.
A little late on he had a seam route, his number 2 receiver right up the hash mark. If he just, on his 3rd step, puts that on his helmet, I think that's there. I still like that first play. They ran the ball just a little zone left, and 67 is Logan Shuck. Opened a hole. I like that. I hope he comes back to it.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. Motion once again by Strong. It's going to be another handoff to Cole up the middle. Gets to about the 37-yard line, so it'll set up about a 3rd and 6.
Great job there again by the O-line. I know it's 3rd down, or actually 2nd down. Or is it 3rd down? Yeah, it's 3rd down. Still, at this spot on the field, you've got a fantastic kicker, but he may be thinking about running the ball again and running it twice because you're going to go for it on 4th down. We'll see.
Critical 3rd right here. Brown's looking to pass, and he's going to go deep for the end zone, and it is caught. Oh, and dropped in the end zone. Nice effort that time by Morton, but they couldn't connect in the end zone, and that will halt that opening drive. Nice opportunity right there, just couldn't convert.
Yeah, I like Evan Morton. Look, he's the fastest guy out here. He's on the track team, runs a 100-meter. He's got scholarship offers. He's a track star. The guy can run. And I like putting it up over the top right there, just a little bit out of reach. Brighton showed that they were bringing 5 or 6, and they dropped everybody but 3. So
it's going to be McAllister out for a 54-yard field goal. Boot is up. Does it have the leg? It's going to be short as it bounces in the end zone. And so the Hawks will come up short on their first possession. Brighton in good field position to start their first drive.
Jack just caught that a little fat, it looked like, on that kick. He's got the leg to make that 54-yarder, just didn't quite square it up. So now chance to check out Brighton's offense. We'll see how, I know a couple of safeties for Alta are out injured tonight.
Palapoya at quarterback. The junior captain. Trips right formation. Single receiver and man to the left. Rice going to take his time. Now he's going for the slant route, and it is incomplete. Good pressure off the right side that time by Riker Ellis, the senior safety, who leads the team in interceptions with 4 on the year.
Man, that's a gutsy defense. There's no safety in the middle of the field. They've got 4 guys out here over this trips and man side, backside with no safety, and he does a fantastic job knocking the ball down. Good stop for Alta to start.
2nd and 10. Palpoy gets the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the gut. Room and more. Bengals get a first down with a nice rush by Cole Heemeyer, the senior. And that will get the Bengals going after a rough first play.
It looked like a GT counter. It looked like the left guard and tackle both pulled, and everybody on the right side down blocked. A good job. They're going quick now.
Bengals going to go hurry up. Same play up the middle, but it is met up front. And a nice stop that time by the defensive line of the Hawks. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, really aggressive defensive philosophy to start the game. Alta's loading the box up. They're bringing some pressure. And they're just, putting a lot on the plate of those outside receivers. Up top, you've got man cover with no safety.
Here's that trips right formation we saw in that first play again. He's going for that slant once more. This time it's caught. And another first down as Mason Linton gains 15 on the play out to the 50.
Alta's lucky that wasn't a touchdown. A really great play right at the end. I don't know if that was Bear Turner that made that play. Bear, a fantastic player for the Hawks.
Bengals going to go hurry up here at the 50. Palpoy gets the snap. Now he's going for a receiver in the flat. It's Noelle. Nice gain out to the 49, but he gets absolutely plastered once he goes down.
Yeah, that's the way to finish off a tackle. Make sure the guy's going backwards out of bounds right on their bench.
So Bengals still going up with a little bit of a hurry-up offense here on this first drive. Now we got trips left to the weak side. It's 2nd and 4. They're going deep, and the Bengals will connect. Touchdown, Jace Evans. What a start for Brighton as they look to get a region title.
Beautiful throw, beautiful catch. He caught it in stride, and again, they've gotten that trips opposite side. Alta's given man cover without any safety over the top, and that time unable to stay with him, and Evans with a beautiful catch.
And that will start the scoring for this evening. We mentioned in pregame the Bengals needed to have a solid start offensively after failing to do so last week. The PAT is up and good. So Brighton leads at 7-0 with just under 8.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. A reminder that all of our kicks tonight, including PATs, are brought to you by Staker Parson Materials and Construction. Since 1952, Staker Parson Companies has been the preferred source of quality sand, rock, landscape products, ready-mix concrete, asphalt, paving, and construction services across the Intermountain West. As a proud partner of the Hawks, we are committed to being an integral part of the community, focusing on infrastructure development and fostering stronger, more connected neighborhoods. From the parks you play in to the roads you drive on, the Staker Parson team delivers quality products in a timely, safe, and efficient manner. Visit one of our local landscape yards for your home project today. Go Hawks. So the Bengals really got things going on a deep pass up the right side for a touchdown. Alta was looking to move things, on their first drive as well. They just couldn't connect on those same plays.
A lot of good things that first drive for Alta. They were able to run the ball to the left. They've got to stick with it. Trust that you can do that. They went over the top, got a nice reception, but the second one, unable to connect on that third down.
Kick is away, and it is returnable. Moving out to the left side and more. Here come the Hawks. Out to the 40 and out of bounds at the 45. What a return by Trevin Fabrizio.
My guy, Trevin Fabrizio. I talked to his parents walking up the stands and said he's got to return one tonight. That's a good start. His older brother Bryson also played for Alta and was a fantastic kick returner. Tough kids, run hard, not real big, but they work hard in the weight room, and it just gives them that confidence and that advantage that you get from working hard. And good to see Trevin healthy.
Exactly what the Hawks needed to get right back into this one after facing an early deficit on the Bengals' first offensive possession. Another motion by Strong. Brown's going to go with a quick pass. It's Morton once again on the left side, and he's going to make a juke. He's got room. Out to the 25 and tackled near the 20. What a strong play for the Hawks to move inside the red zone.
Yeah, beautiful job there. If they're going to play off of Evan Morton 10 yards like that, just turn and give him the ball short side, let him make a play. Really good throw that time. Tucker got the ball out quick. Evans really worked hard. Evan Morton's really worked hard during the off seasons on his catching the ball on his hands. He's strengthened his hands and has had a fantastic year.
Hawks moving quickly here. Ball at the 19-yard line. Hand off to Cole up the middle, able to gain a couple of yards as he makes his way to about the 17-yard line up the middle.
I like it. I think every time Alta's going to run the ball tonight, I'm going to say I like it just because I think it's important for them to establish that, use those bigs up front, let them get some downhill, and on top of the fact that Brighton's, got 5 guys in the box and they ought to be able to run the ball, especially when they've got that H-back or that tight end in the backfield. So
2nd and 9 now at the 18. Really spreading the offense out here with two receivers to the right and left. Brown's going to get the snap. Now he's looking to pass. He's got some time going for a bullet towards the end zone. An incompletion. And that'll set up another long 3rd down. It was a one-on-one opportunity in the end zone. Just couldn't convert.
You're looking for Fabrizio kind of on what we would call a bang 8, a quick post. 8 is the number that corresponds to a post route in the passing tree, so we would call it bang 8. And a lot of times when you get that kind of coverage where they're dropping and keeping everything in front of you, you can put that on the line. It's pretty tough to defend.
So here's another big 3rd down. Alta couldn't get it the last time out. They ended up missing a field goal. This one will be critical here in the first quarter. Brown, it's a QB draw up the middle. He's going to get to maybe the 15-yard line. So it will set up a 4th down, and it looks like Alta's going to send out the field goal unit.
Yeah, I don't mind that call. A lot of times you're going to get blitz pressure on the outside, and if the quarterback resets their aiming point, right, he takes his 3rd step back, that's the spot that those defensive ends are going to converge at. And as soon as you hit that 3rd step, you go forward. It opens up running lanes, just unable to quite get there.
McAllister this time from 31, and it is no good. It is missed. And this is honestly an unbelievable start for McAllister, as he's a top 5 kicker nationally in field goals made on the season.
Yeah, you won't see that again. He'll come out of that. He is the best kicker in the state from what I've seen. And
so the Brighton defense has been bending, but they haven't broke just yet, as they still lead at 7-0 as we reach 6.5 minutes to go here in the first, as Palapoy and his team come out to try and extend their lead. 1st and 10 now at their own 20. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. And nice stop by that Alta defensive unit, as it's a gain of maybe 2 on the play. Cole Heemeyer once again on the run.
Looks like Mason Clark did a nice job. Alta's got their inside linebackers playing really tight to the line of scrimmage, trying to keep those double teams off of the linebackers. I like this look against the run.
Here's another handoff. Up the middle, here's Heemeyer and more to the 40 and past as they mark him down at the 43-yard line. Just when you think the Alta's going to shut down that run game, Brighton's coming right back with it.
Yeah, it takes one guy down blocking hard or a kick-out block that works. He finds a seam. Good pickup there by Brighton.
Sets up a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line. Palpoy's going to get the snap. Once again, going out into the flat, it's Noelle, as he gains maybe 3 on the play out to the 46-yard line.
Brighton's doing a good job just keeping the chains moving, picking up 3, 4, 5 yards, and then they bust off a 7, 8, 9, 10-yard run. A good mix of just kind of taking what Alta's given them.
So here is a 2nd and 7 at the 46. Palapoy looking to pass. Oh, he's pressured right from the get-go and couldn't get a completion out to Linton. So that'll set up a 3rd and long. Alta just came right up the gut.
Yeah, good job there. Pass rush. I'm having a hard time seeing the number.
Looks to be Micah Mayfield, the senior linebacker.
Yeah, really good job there getting it. Forced a high pass that time from Palapoy. And big 3rd down here. See if Alta can get off the field.
So here we go. 3rd and 7. Palapoy's going to roll out to his right on a design. It looks like he's going to keep it. Thought about cutting it back. Makes it out to the 50. Oh, he's still in bounds. And he gets a 1st down. Unbelievable run that time by Rice. When you thought you didn't have room, he made it count and got a critical 1st down.
Yeah, that's kind of the X factor. Anytime you've got a quarterback that's able to run and pick up 1st downs on 3rd down, it's nearly impossible for a defense to really combat that when you've got a guy like that.
Here's that same formation. Trips to the weak side. Man coverage with a single receiver on the far. Almost had to jump off sides as Heemeyer goes on the left for a gain of about 6 on 1st down.
Now they're just pulling both guards. So whoever's uncovered, they're pulling and following and doing a good job of down blocking. 5 yards on 1st down, staying ahead of the chains. They've done a really good job of that.
So it'll set up a 2nd and 5 now at the Alta 40-yard line. And there is an offsides as Alta was once again showing a blitz that time, this time by Trey Harper, the defensive back, but just got a little bit too excited.
You love the aggression, but you've got to be smart. You've got to know that sometimes they're not going to go on one every time. Well, we've got a second Alta football watch party in Logan tonight. Cosette and Tanya, Nancy, Terrell, Savannah, all watching, all Hawks watching the game tonight.
It's good to hear that we've got someone watching. So that'll set up a first down now for Brighton at the 35-yard line. Early motion sets up Heemeyer up the gut, but once again he is met by that Alta defensive line. They have played very well at times up front, and it looks to be a stop up the gut that time.
Mason Albrecht, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the younger brother of Cole Albrecht. Really good job, beat his block. Got skinny through the hole, made a play in the backfield.
So now it's a 2nd and 11. As he lost about half a yard on the play. Palapoy's looking to pass. He's going for a quick hitch route on the far side. It's caught. Out of bounds goes Linton. Nice coverage. It'll set up a 3rd down.
Riker Ellis did a good job. He started at 10 yards. He saw the ball come, broke on the play. Held him to a short game. That's, playing your corners on an island like that, it really puts a lot of pressure on them, and it takes a really mentally tough player to be able to play outside like that.
Another long 3rd down on a design rollout. It's caught at the 28. Maybe stayed in bounds close to the 25. Let's see where they mark it. They're going to say he's about half a yard short. Reception that time by Judah Noelle once again. And it looks like Brighton is sending in the big guys. They might be going for this on 4th down.
Yeah, those are some big boys coming in, some defensive linemen. So the first thing you have to do if you're a defense, don't jump off sides. Because if I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm like, hard count, get that first down. And if not, you've got to stay low. You've got to win your battle down low.
Alta crowd gets loud. Here's Palapoy. It's a handoff. And Heemeyer's got room out to the 20 for a first down. A beautiful setup allows them to get inside the red zone. And Brighton is moving the ball once again.
That looked like student body, right, with a full house backfield. And they just powered. Pretty good job by Mason Clark. It looked like he split 2 blockers and just about was able to get his hand on the ball carrier, but just wasn't able to bring him down. And
they're going to go with the exact same formation this time around on 1st and 10, this time at the 21. It's going to go the exact opposite direction, though. Heemeyer maybe makes it out to the 17-yard line for a gain of 4.
That's some old-school-looking football right there.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've seen a formation like that when it's not a 4th and short.
Usually it's in a still photograph in some sort of an encyclopedia. But, hey, if it works, man, there's nothing easier as an offensive coordinator than being able to say, okay, power left, power right, and it works every time. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little play action here.
So they're going to go with the same formation once again, this time on a 2nd and 6. Ball at the 17-yard line. Now it's going right. And Noelle's got it out to, they're going to mark him down at the 13-yard line. Gain of 4 will set up a 3rd and 2.
Bear Turner does a fantastic job coming downhill from a safety position. Makes a play because there were 2 white shirts out in front of him. If Bear doesn't make that play, he's probably in the end zone. So another big 3rd down for Alta to get off the field.
And Brighton is just going with what works right now. 3 big guys in the backfield. It's going to be Noelle once again in that running back position. You have to think this one is going left, and it is. Noelle, following his blockers, gets down to the 5, and Brighton is just repeating that call, and it is getting them some serious yardage.
Yeah, we used to call that bully ball. You just run those guys over. Bigger, stronger, pushing them around, and it's tough to defend if you haven't practiced against it a lot because it really takes a little bit of different defensive line play when you've got those kind of bigs in the backfield.
1st and goal at the 6. They're going with it again, this time moving right. Heemeyer's met violently at the 3-yard line after a gain of 3. Set up 2nd and goal.
Again, Bear Turner coming downhill, laying some wood.
You have to think these blockers are going to earn their reps here if they get a touchdown. I mean, they're really putting all of their work down low to get their runner some room up the gut.
Brighton's O-line coach for sure wants to keep running this. Alta last time they had a safety over the top of the receiver thinking that they were going to get a play action, and they didn't get it. So they do have the double team on the receiver, but it looks like he's coming down.
2nd and goal at the 4. Now they're going to hand it right up the gut to the big guy, and he is in for a touchdown. Unbelievable. And what a run that time.
Tavau.
By Tavau. And that sets up Brighton to go up 13-0 for our second touchdown of the game by the Bengals that are brought to you by Axio EV. Ready to upgrade to an electric or hybrid? Axio V has hundreds of used electric vehicles and hybrids in stock at fantastic prices. Axio EV in Sandy, Utah's fastest growing electric vehicle dealer. And with that PAT, Brighton is now up 14-0. And this is the start now, if you're looking at these two teams on paper, that you are expecting going into this game tonight.
Yeah, Brighton had struggled a little bit offensively, and I've been impressed with how dynamic they've been on offense. They've been able to run power. They've been able to run this wishbone, T-bone, old-fashioned power football, and he's been able to throw the ball on the run pretty well. So they've done a good job of staying ahead of the chains. They haven't made mistakes, and they've done a tough. It's been tough for the Alta defense to really adjust because they've done so many different things, and they've done it pretty well. So we'll see if Alta could answer right here. Fabrizio had a fantastic return the last time. Let's see if Trevin can find a seam and pop one.
So as Alta gets ready to receive the ball, we'll remind you this game is brought to you by Alsco Uniforms. Bengals kicking it off once again. Fabrizio, he's going to receive it in the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Under the lights and in the heart of our community, tonight's game is brought to you by Alsco Uniforms. Locally owned and operated, proudly serving our hometown for over 135 years. From the first whistle to the final play, we keep teams and businesses looking their best. Alsco Uniforms, it pays to keep clean. Also brought to you by Carver Steak and Seafood. From first dates to celebrations, Carver Steaks and Seafood sets the table for life's best moments. Prime steaks, fresh seafood, and service that makes you feel like family. Locally owned in Sandy. And the Lift House Nordica, your gateway to the Wasatch Mountains. So the Hawks will start at their own 20-yard line with just over a minute to go here in the first quarter, as now they face a 2-possession deficit. They've been able to drive the ball, but 2 missed field goals has really been the story for them tonight. Brown, he's going to hand off up the middle to Cole, and he is met quickly near the 21-yard line, only a gain of 1.
I like the idea. Run the ball. They've had a little more success going off to the left side. It's hard to be patient when you're calling plays. You're down 14. You're thinking, I got to hurry and strike. But you've got plenty of time left here in the first half. If you could chip away, run some plays, get down the field, hopefully they're able to move the ball a little bit here, both on the ground. They're playing off Morton here on the bottom. You might see him come back down here again quick.
2nd and 10, Brown looking to pass. He's looking to go right. He's got some room to run. He might take this, and he will run out of bounds near the 25-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd and manageable now with just about 5 yards to go.
Good job by Brighton's defensive backfield. There was really nowhere for Tucker to go with the ball. Morton was down here, and I thought maybe he was going to be open, and then they crashed down hard with the corner. Tucker did a good job just pulling it down, picking up what he could. 3rd and 5 is manageable.
So now they're going to go 3 receivers in the spread to the left, 1 to the right.
They're coming after him.
And they showed blitz in the pre-snap, but then they backed away, and it looks like it might have caused.
Looks like the right tackle jumped for Alta.
Yeah, it looks like it caused some early motion. Referees will confer, but on those first 2 possessions, Alta was moving the ball, and now in this one, they're looking stagnant. As the false start will set them back to where they started at the 20. It'll be a 3rd and 10. So not what you want to see if you're an Alta fan here on their 3rd drive.
No, that's the second time we've seen Brighton bring everybody up to the line of scrimmage, and then right at the last second they bail out. But as they bailed out, they left an opening, an open seam route that Tucker hit, but the penalty stopped the play. So it looks like they're going to probably do the same thing. They've got a double team down here on the bottom over Evan Morton, so he's going to have to find Bear Strong or Fabrizio on that upside.
Got a substitution on the Bengals defensive line.
Might have been an equipment issue or something.
Refs will pause play for a moment. We've still got one hovering over the football right now on the line of scrimmage. Facing Alta's direction.
I think they're talking to the clock operators, trying to get them to change the time.
So they put 2 seconds back on the clock. It's 26 seconds. And it'll be a 3rd and 10. Play ready to resume once more. Brown collects the snap, looking to pass. He's got a receiver deep and overshoots him near the 40. Once again had an opportunity. And it looks like Fabrizio down for just a moment, but hops back up. Brown's had his chances tonight to find Fabrizio and Morton deep, but he hasn't been able to connect so far here in the first.
A couple of shots over the top, just a little bit too long. But the nice thing is that those plays are there, and they're getting behind this Brighton defense. They need to connect, obviously, but some hope anyway that they're going to be able to pop one of those later in this half or the second half.
So Matheson's set to return this punt for the Bengals, and he's going to fair catch it at the Bengal 40. So Brighton in good field position to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, it was just power run game right up the gut. They were able to use their big bodies, and it was the big guy getting the touchdown in the end zone to finish it off as they go up 14-0. What are you looking in this third drive to see from the Bengals?
Well, keep doing the same thing you're doing. Pick up 3, 4, 5 yards on first down, stay ahead of the chains, and then it really opens up your playbook. You could really do whatever you want when you pick up, your 2nd and 5. So
1st and 10 at their own 40. Trips left once again on the weak side. It's going to be a handoff. Here's Heemeyer as he gets out near the 50. Ball's out. Let's see who hopped on it. Alta players are saying it's their ball. So are a couple Brighton players. Looks like the Bengals may have retained possession, and they did. Wow. What a recovery after the first down run. That was huge. It could have been a big swing of momentum.
Looked like Bear Strong got in there and ripped the ball out.
And that'll do it here for this first quarter. It's the Brighton Bengals leading the Alta Hawks 14-0 here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.
Get the latest Nordica skis and boots at the best ski shop in Utah, the Lift House.
To Alta High School as the Hawks currently trail the Brighton Bengals 14-0 as Brighton looking to get their 5th region title in 6 years. We remind you this game is brought to you tonight by Tibber and Fine Dining. For over 25 years, Tibber and Fine Dining has been one of Utah's premier restaurants. Their award-winning contemporary American cuisine in a warm and friendly setting makes for the perfect night out. Plus, in the fall, you can enjoy a stroll through their working culinary garden. Make sure to visit them online at tibberandfinedining.com. So 1st and 10 now as Brighton is in Alta territory. Another fumble, and it's recovered once again by Heemeyer in the backfield. But it's a loss of 3 on the play, so back-to-back plays where Bengals have coughed up the football.
Good job that time by Alta's linebacker. They've seen these plays probably 4 or 5 times now where both of those guards are pulling, and so he did a great job. As soon as that guard pulled, he followed him into the backfield, almost got a turnover.
Sets up a 2nd and 13. Palapoy is going to be looking to pass. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's got a receiver wide open at the 40, but it is incomplete. Dropped
Slade
that
Taylor.
time by Slade.
It looked like number 8, Heemeyer, tipped the ball. Otherwise, Slade Taylor's off to the races.
So now it's a 3rd and long, and this will be a critical defensive play for Alta. They've been able to set up 3rd and longs here for Brighton, but they haven't been able to stop them so far.
Yep, contain the quarterback, keep these receivers in front of you, make a tackle.
So here we go. Palpoy in shotgun. He's going to get the snap. Extra pressure as he rolls out to his right under duress, and he will be stacked at his own 40. And what a play on the far side made that time by Steven Tua.
Big-time defensive play. Alta had to have something good happen. Defense steps up. They did a fantastic job that time stopping the Brighton offense. The first time they've done it tonight. So let's see if that momentum can carry over to the offensive side a little bit.
So Rylan Clayton set back to return this punt at his own 20. Here comes the punt. It's away, it's high, it's wobbly. Clayton's going to fair catch it. Oh, but he fumbles it! And the Bengals look like they have recovered. And they have! And just when Alta makes the stop, Brighton comes right back, and they're right near the red zone as they will start, or I guess restart their possession at the 26-yard line. A cough-up you just couldn't have if you were Alta.
No, your defense does a fantastic job, makes big plays, gets the sack on 3rd down. You've got to possess the ball on those returns. It looked like he fair caught the ball. It looked like maybe he just came up a little shorter than he thought and went off the shoulder pads and bounced forward. So chance for Bright to kind of put some distance away here early in this second quarter.
So 2 receivers to the right and left. Heemeyer up the gut going right, and he'll be tackled near the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 5 on the play. Set up a second and manageable.
Again, a really good job. The offensive line for Brighton has done, for the most part, a really good job picking up first down yards. They're looking outside here. He gave him a signal to the outside receiver. He's going to him. Nope.
Palpoy was looking for his receiver. Instead, he'll be dropped back in the backfield once again.
A little miscommunication there. Palpoy was telling Lyman that he wanted to go deep. He had press cover and no safety over the top. He tapped his helmet, looked at him, and then he set his feet. And instead, he went to make a block. So
Liam Rowley with the sack in the backfield. It sets up now a 3rd and 9. Three receivers now to the right, 1 to the left. This would be another big stop for the Hawks right here. And it's going to be a play action. Quarterback keeper. Palpoy's got it, and he'll be tackled at the 22. Not enough for a first down. It'll be interesting to see if they go for it right here.
Bennett Coaster with a fantastic job from his linebacker position getting Palpoy. They ran quarterback counter, and, obviously Coach Sutera was with Corner Canyon staff for a while, and that's a staple that Eric Care's run for years, that quarterback counter. Good job by Coaster. Big 4th down.
Palpoy looking to the sideline to get the call. It's going to be a 4th and 6. They're actually going to say that he was tackled a little bit farther back than we called previously. And now it's going to be a timeout called by the Bengals. We'll take it with them. They currently lead at 14-0 here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com.
The 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander Trail Edition.
Welcome back to Alta High School as the Hawks currently trail the Bengals of Brighton 14-0 But Brighton's looking to go for it on a 4th and 6 at the Alta 23-yard line. Dave, if you're going for this right here, what do you think the Bengals are going to draw up?
I'm looking for the best matchup I can possibly get. They're kicking it.
They're going to kick a field goal, so we don't have to worry about that.
I'm looking for a good snap, a good hold, and a good kick.
We love it. So it'll be Caden Hansen from about 40 yards out. We've seen 2 missed field goals. The snap was fumbled for a moment. This one looks to be far left, and it is. So 3 field goal attempts and 3 misses. 2 from the Hawks, 1 from the Bengals. But that is the stop you needed after a fumble on the punt to stop Brighton from extending this lead.
Yeah, dodged the bullet a little bit there. The snap was low. It skipped. Pretty good job by the holder to get the ball even down, but unable to convert. So, again, Alta dodges a bullet. We'll see if they can come out, put together a nice drive. And, again, they've just missed over the top a couple of times, but they've been able to get guys open deep. So it'd be good to be able to take those shots on 2nd and short as opposed to 3rd and long.
And it looks like an offensive lineman wasn't paying attention as they call him over. Logan Shuck coming in now, the senior.
I think he was getting something on his helmet getting fixed.
Brown looking for a quick slant. He's got it. Looks to be Morton making a couple double moves, and he'll gain about 8 on the play. Just a really hard player to stop if you give him some space.
Yeah, good job there, just finding the open guy. They're playing way off of him, and typically – from what we've seen, if there's a safety, if 7's over the top there, the corner's going to come down hard. If there's no safety, that corner's dropping, and there's that soft zone that you can take advantage of.
It'll set up a 2nd and 2 now. Ball at the 28-yard line. Motion once again by Strong. That's going to be a play-action pass. The Bengals are pressuring, though. Somehow Brown's able to evade as he rolls back. He's got some room as he runs out of bounds after getting a first down near the 30.
Oh, that's a highlight play for Tucker. He had a corner blitz and an outside linebacker blitz coming from his blind side, and he reverse pivoted out of it, picked up almost enough for a first down.
Yeah, they're going to say he's about a yard short of the stick, so it'll be a 3rd and 1. Nice effort that time, though, by the senior QB to get out of pressure and gain some yards on that play.
Yeah, really athletic move by Tucker there. Like to see that because it looked like he might get lit up.
So here we go. Big 3rd down. It's going to be a handoff up the gut. And Alta will get the first down. Lucas Pagel with the rush that time averages just about 15 a game. He's had 104 yards on the season. But a big first down there for the home team.
Yeah, I love that they got on the ball quick. They snapped it quick. And everything was downhill. And, 3rd and 1, sometimes you'll get up there and everybody gets set. And you give the chance for the defense to really get set and think about what they want to do. And so a good job that time by the Alta offense.
Alta once again in shotgun. Brown looking for that slant once again. Oh, and it is just blasted up on that far side. Great breakup made by number 25, who actually isn't on either of our official rosters. But a nice pass breakup.
Tucker needs to recognize that if the safety is over that side, over the top of that corner, that corner's coming down hard on that little sit route. So if he's over towards the middle, toward the hash marks, he can get that throw, but that's not going to be there. That safety's over the top there.
So that'll set up a 2nd and 10 now. Just under 7.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Brown's going to motion Bear. It's going to be a play-action pass. Receiver catches it out in the flat. Oh, and a nice gain by Morton. Gets about 7 or 8 on the play when it seemed like he would have got maybe 1 or 2.
Really good job there. Evan Ink with a fantastic block on the outside there. Those plays, they look great, but they don't work if you don't have receivers willing to block. So again, 3rd and short.
Alta taking their time. It's going to be a handoff. Here's Pagel up the middle. He's met by the defensive line. I don't think he got there. They're going to say he's half a yard short.
Yeah, he's about a yard short.
If you're Alta, they're probably thinking about going for this one to try and halt the Bengals from extending this lead early.
I would expect that they're going to go for it. The last time they had the third really short, and they got on the line on the ball quick and ran it quick. They were able to have some success. It looks like they're setting in their bigs. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. I know it's not the shot clock, but that's what we called it.
So now we've got a bunch formation. Here we go. It's bigs versus bigs. Brighton looks like they jumped off sides, though. And that's going to be a big, big mistake. It'll set up Alta for first down as they keep moving the ball. So both teams now have jumped off sides on a hard count. And that's going to help Alta out big time as they're trying to cut this deficit down.
I love they sent all the bigs out onto the field. They're running and they're hurrying and they hard count it. And Brighton jump. That's a nice offensive win right there for Alta.
1st and 10.
Ooh.
And an incomplete pass as they're once again going for a quick slant route out to Morton. Sets up a 2nd and 10. So Evan being targeted early and often. I mean, he was the player to watch. Averages just under 93 reception yards per game, 831 yards on the year, 9 touchdowns, and an interception on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, just a spectacular athlete, as we've been mentioning all evening.
Yeah, he's your go-to athlete. He's the guy that if you have man cover on the outside, you're going to go to him all the time. And Brighton's done, they're smart enough. Coach Cetera, he's been around the block. He knows you stop their best guy and make the other guys beat you. And he's done a pretty good job keeping the guy over the top of him.
Here's Pagel up the middle as the defense drops back. He gets an easy first down as he's tackled near the Bengal 40-yard line. So Alta moving the ball once again, but it's Lucas Pagel right now on the ground.
Love that play call. We've seen that 3 or 4 times where they load that box up and then they drop everybody back, and it's so much easier to block a guy that's running backwards. So a good play call again there. Alta's moving the ball, taking some time off the clock.
So here's Brown once again. A motion by Bear, right to left. And it's going to be a handoff up the gut. And it won't gain much, maybe 2 on the rush that time up the middle. But it looks like Alta's just really trying to run this clock out and control the time of possession as they try and make this a one-possession game.
Yeah, and they're banged up. They're probably on their 3rd or 4th running back at this point. And they're still doing a good job picking up yards. That time I think probably had a seam a little bit to the left there, and he ran into the back of his blocker. But still, they're sticking with the run game. And, again, Brighton's only got 4 guys in the box, 4 or 5 guys at most. So you should run it.
It's Cash Vigos in at running back. But Brown fumbles the snap. It's going to be a loss of 5 on the play. And now that's going to set up a 3rd and long. That's just what you couldn't have if you were Alta. Big 3rd down coming up right now for the home team.
Yeah, that's too bad. You just kind of a little lack of concentration by Tucker. So you got 3rd and 15. You've got to expect that they're going to probably try and go for it if they can pick up, 8, 10 yards. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go over the top. They like to try and go over the top. Just run Evan Morton by his guy up top.
3rd and 14 at the 44. Brown looking to pass. He's going to go out in the flat to Vigos. Vigos is not going to make it as he gets back to the original line of scrimmage at the 40. And this Alta offense looking to the sidelines as to what they want to do right here. But it's going to be a 4th and a little less than 10 yards. And it looks like they're going to go for this one.
Well, they're sending a play in. There's some holes at 10 yards in this defense. If you run an outside kind of a post curl at, 14 back to 12, there's going to be a hole there because they're going to be dropping hard. Try not to let them go over the top.
Here's Brown looking to pass on a big 4th down. Faces a late blitz, and he just throws it out of bounds on 4th down, and that'll turn the ball over. Didn't even give his receiver an opportunity, and so the Bengals defense comes up big once again. And a number 0 still remains next to Alta's name as they can't find any points here in the first half.
Good pressure that time by Brighton's defensive line. Anytime you're rolling to the left as a quarterback, and especially if it's short side of the field, it's really tough to get your hips around and get that ball down. Looked like Pagel maybe at the end broke and he might have been able to float it to him, but that's a tough play, especially when you got a big guy right in your face.
So the Bengals will start at their own 39-yard line. Came up empty when they started at Alta's 26-yard line on the last go-around. So they're going to try and extend this 2-possession lead. Here's Palapoy looking to pass. It's going to be a QB draw up the middle. Gets out to the 44-yard line, and then he's tackled by that second unit for Alta.
Bennett Coaster plays angry football. He came down. He saw that. He went into his pass drop when Palapoy dropped. Came forward, made a nice play.
And
it's like a timeout on the field or an injury.
Timeout. It might be Palapoy. And we will take a timeout with him. We hope to see him up and moving soon. Brighton currently leads at 14-0 here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Welcome back to Alta High School as we saw Palapoy able to get up and walk, which was good to see, but he will be out for this play and most likely the remainder of the drive. So instead it'll be Griffin Matsumori, the sophomore quarterback, who will be coming in to get snaps.
I would expect to see some run game. If I'm Alta, I'm bringing heat. I'm bringing everybody. Put some pressure on him. Make sure that you stay run sound, gap sound in your assignments. And they've done that already quite a bit with those linebackers playing close to the line of scrimmage and shooting gaps, especially with the way they pull those two guards. So see if Alta can put a little pressure on the sophomore quarterback, maybe force him into a turnover.
So here we go, 2nd and 5. Matsumori, he's going to hand it off. It's Noelle, and he's tackled in the backfield for a loss of 1. So the Hawks do bring the pressure on the rush that time. It'll set up a 3rd and long.
Looked like that might have been Sterling. I can't see the numbers.
Sets up a 3rd and 6 at the 43-yard line as we near 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Home crowd getting a little bit rowdy as they see some opportunity now for their team to come back into this one.
I think it's a pass play, the way the receivers are communicating.
Here's Matsumori. It's going to be a handoff to Noelle up the right side. And after a gain of 1, he is denied. So no passes for the sophomore QB coming in to replace Palapoy after the injury. And it'll be a 4th down.
Once again, the Alta defense rallies, gives them a chance. 2 minutes left in the half. See, we got to possess again the punt. We've already seen 1 fumble lost. So make sure that you catch the punt. If you fair catch it, that's fine. It'd be nice to have a big return. They've got Fabrizio back, it looks like, and he's a dangerous punt returner. So,
timeout taken by Alta. It's a good time to remind you this game's brought to you by Hoof and Vine, a modern American steakhouse with premium cuts of beef, sustainably farmed poultry and seafood, gluten-free and allergy-friendly options, plus house-made desserts. There's something for everyone. Located on Union Park Avenue in Sandy, it's the perfect place for any occasion. Create an evening to remember at Hoof and Vine. You can visit them online at hoofandvine.com. This game's also brought to you by Southtown Mitsubishi. Do you know where to buy a new SUV with a $100,000 mile warranty for less than $30,000? Southtown Mitsubishi in Sandy at the Southtown Auto Mall. Shop now at utahmits.com. So it looks like it's going to be Fabrizio back to return the punt this go-around.
Hoof and Vine's a good place to get a steak.
Oh, I've heard. I've heard. It's a high punt, and it's going to be short with a bounce back. Oh, and it's caught, but not by the intended receiver. It was Stephen Tua that time who brings the ball out to the 30-yard line. Very interesting return.
That was one of those oh crap moments. If you're a coach on the sideline, you're get out of the way, poison, oh crap. But luckily, they've got the ball. 2 minutes left, a minute 55. Chance to see that 2-minute offense that you work on every week. See if they can't get down and get some points on the board before they go into the half.
Here we go. This is a big drive to cut into the deficit, as it will be the Bengals that will start with the ball in the second half. It's unclear if Palapoy will be coming back into this game tonight. But either way, Alta's got to get some points on the board if they want to come back. Here's Brown on 1st and 10. He's got all the time in the world. He's going to step up, and he's got a receiver out to the 45 and tackled near the 49. A nice reception that time by Evan Ike.
Really good job. Tucker Brown keeps his eyes downfield, gets out of the pressure situation in the backfield, puts the ball right on him. Good start. You like to try and pick up 5, 7, 8, 10 yards on the first play when you get a first down in your 2-minute offense. And he went into a deep drop, and they were looking down the field. So good conversion to start.
Gain of 19. Now it's a 1st and 10 at the 49. Brown going to pass once again. He's pressured off that left side. Now he's going to step up to his right, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. He had a receiver in the area. Looks to be Fabrizio, but he overthrew it out of bounds.
Wow, Tucker's getting out of some pressure, man. He's had some clean defensive linemen and blitzes where nobody's been picked up, and somehow he's gotten out of it. And even though they didn't pick anything up there, that could have been a sack, and you don't want to give up a sack ever in 2-minute offense.
So now it'll be 2nd and 10 with just under 1:20 to go here in the first half. Alta's had an opportunity to get 6 points with 2 field goals, but they haven't converted either of them. They're looking for a touchdown right here. Brown on 2nd and 10. He's going to go with a quick slant. And once again, it's tipped off the hands of his receiver. It'll be incomplete, and it'll set up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I think if Evan Morton would have caught that ball, he might have been broken in half because 44 was coming hard. Sadejas.
So Alta looking to the sideline. This is a big 3rd down conversion as the crowd is on their side here on senior night. They've had opportunities close or in the red zone, but they haven't been able to convert for 6. This is to keep things going their way. Brown looking to pass. He's going to roll out to his right after some pressure. He's got time, and once again just throws out of bounds. He's telling his receivers to run up the sideline, but they don't, and that's going to turn things over as it's 4th down. But actually it looks like Brown is getting a stern talking to right now by his coaching staff. They're going to stay out and try and go for this one on 4th down.
Yeah, typically when you're in scramble drill, you'll work on that a few times throughout the year. Some teams more than others. You always want one guy. If you already have the short route, you go deep. If you're a deep route, you're coming down intermediate. So I think that's what he was doing, was telling his receiver, look, somebody's got to go.
Alta's going to take a timeout. A reminder that this game is brought to you by Generous Auto. Get $2,000 more for your trade-in at Generous Auto. Check your vehicle's value on kbb.com, then bring it to Generous Auto at the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy for $2,000 over KBB. Generous Auto, creating smiles for miles. Also brought to us by Carver's Steak and Seafood. Whether it's a quiet night for 2 or gathering with friends, Carver's Steaks and Seafood is the place to be. Savor prime steaks, fresh seafood, and a dining experience you'll remember long after the last bite. And Lift House Nordica, your gateway to the Wasatch Mountains. So a big 4th down coming up here for the Hawks. It's 4th and 10. They're still in their own territory at the 49. But they really need a score here in this first half if they want to put some pressure on the Bengals in the second.
You know what? What do you have to lose? Their defense has been playing really good football. They've got the backup quarterback in. If you turn the ball back over at the 50-yard line, it's not that big a deal. You're thinking anyway in your mind. So now they're going to go empty. Got to pick up 10 right here.
So here's Brown looking to pass. He's pressured off the edges, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield. And what a pressure by that defensive line. Led that time on the outside by Jackson Nettleton, the senior defensive end, who gets his 6th sack of the season.
Okay, now it's a little bit of a test for this Alta defense. Their coaches, showed some confidence in it by going for it on 4th down. Let's see if they can step up and keep Brighton from putting points on the board at the end of the half.
It is going to be Matsumori coming out once again with this offense, as they will have just over a minute to go here in this first half to extend their 2-possession lead. They're at the Alta 44-yard line after the sack on 4th down. Matsumori surveying the defense in the pre-snap. Now he gets the ball. He's looking to go deep. And it is caught on the sideline. What a reception! Oh my goodness, the catch is made by Jace Evans, the senior. And that will put the Bengals in the red zone. What a throw by the sophomore.
Such a great throw. He hits the back shoulder. You tell your quarterback you're going to, back shoulder, you throw it right at their helmet, and your ball will force them to move to the back shoulder. But that's a fantastic job by Evans keeping his feet in bounds.
Sets up a 1st and 10 at the 19 of the Hawks. Matsumori, he's going to hand off to Heemeyer up the gut. Heemeyer able to struggle his way near the 16-yard line. It'll set up a 2nd and 6. And a timeout will be taken by the Bengals. We'll take it with them for just a moment. It's the Bengals leading 14-0 here on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back out to Sandy, Utah, here at Alta High School, where the Bengals are currently in an excellent position to extend their 2-possession lead with 50 seconds remaining here in the first half as they lead at 14-0. But sophomore quarterback Griffin Matsumori with an excellent pass to set them up in this position. I mean, you might have thought when he came in it could be a weakness, but he just showed us right there he has the capability to make some nice throws.
Yeah, that was as good a throw as you're ever going to see on a back shoulder fade.
Home crowd getting loud for their defense.
Cover
2nd and
0.
6. Matsumori going for a fade in the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. It's Jace Evans once again, this time for 6. And Brighton now leads it 20-0.
Beautiful throw again by the sophomore. He just puts it up the back corner of the end zone where just his guy can get it. Really good route by Evans, and came down, forced Alta to pay for that decision going forward on 4th down, which frankly I agreed with at the time.
So here's the PAT to make it a 21-0 game. It is up and it is through, and Brighton has regained control of this contest with 45 seconds to go here in the first half. And you have to think now that Alta is starting to lose that gusto that they started with there in that early in the first quarter, really, when they had those 2 drives that just stalled. And now it just seems like they've lost all sense of momentum that they could have had.
Yeah, they a bit behind. You get down 14, you feel like you've really got to push the ball up the field and throw it downfield. And sometimes those intermediate routes are there, and you just but you got to hand it to Brighton's defense. They've played really good football. They put a lot of pressure on Tucker Brown. He hasn't been able to set his feet in the pocket without rolling out other than his quick game. Anything where he's had to take a 3-step drop, they've pushed him off his spot, and it's tough to complete passes like that.
Jace Evans converts for his 6th touchdown of the year. It's our 3rd Axio EV touchdown of the evening, as well as our 3rd Staker Parson Materials and Construction kick converted. So now 45 seconds to go for this Alta team to maybe just get something as they go into the break. Here's Fabrizio. He's set back. This ball is returnable. He's going to get it at the 7, and he's going to move left. He's got room and more! Out to the 40! Near 50, and he's tackled out of bounds. And what a tackle that was. But Alta, once again, in excellent field position, thanks to Trevin Fabrizio.
That's a big-time return for Fabrizio. Again, that's the 2nd time he's returned it 50 yards. Alta's got to take advantage of that. He took a big shot down the sideline, but those Fabrizio boys are tough.
So the Hawks have a chance to do at least something here with 37 seconds remaining. They do have 1 timeout in their back pocket. And here comes Brown and company as they're going to mark Fabrizio on that run out of bounds at the Brighton 48-yard line.
Bride's not going to let them go over the top. They're going to have to be patient, take a couple of 10-yard routes.
And it's going to be a play-action pass. Brown was tackled while he threw. Here's Bear Strong. Makes an inside move to the 39-yard line for a gain of 9.
Get up
It'll
on
be
the ball.
second and short.
Tucker's hurt.
But Brown is limping. And they're going to keep running this clock.
Yeah, they just got to have.
They got to get something going.
hurry.
We're under 20 seconds to go now. Motion by Strong. They had a timeout in their back pocket. They didn't use it. Quick outlet pass to the near side. Fabrizio's got it. He's out of bounds at the 35. 10 seconds remaining.
You got one shot to the end zone. One shot to the end zone, and then you'll have time for a kick. So if you do complete the ball before you get into the end zone, you're going to have to burn that timeout. So, but McAllister can make it from here.
From right here, it would be about another 50-yard field goal attempt, which he missed earlier.
But if anybody can make it, it's Jack.
One of the best kickers in the nation, having an off night here in the first half. He's 0 for 2 so far. Trips left here for Brown. And they're going to go with a screen on the right side. Here's Pagels, got room to the 20, makes a hurdle as he dives near the 16-yard line. A timeout will be called with 3 seconds remaining, and this is where McAllister will be sent out to get 3 points on the board.
That was a really cool play there. They brought some pressure, found some space, picked up a bunch of yards, and make it a much easier kick for McAllister. So this will be good for Alta to be able to go into the locker room with a little bit of momentum. They've moved the ball really well the last couple of times they've had the ball. They just haven't been able to convert on those fourth downs. So let's see if Jack can get one through the uprights.
So this will be his third field goal attempt of the evening. And this one will be from about 35 yards. As mentioned earlier, he is top 5 nationally in field goals made with 11 on the season. This would just be big for the Hawks to just get on the board. So here is McAllister, set to attempt. The hold is good, the kick is away, and it is through. And the Hawks able to put 3 points on as we head to the break. They trail it by 18 as the Bengals look to get their region title for this season. It's 21-3 here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Hello, everyone, and welcome back out to Alta High School here in Sandy, Utah for Week 10 action of Utah high school football between the Alta Hawks and the Brighton Bengals. Brighton able to just put the foot on the pedal just the entire first half, but unfortunate as Rice Palapoy, their junior quarterback, experienced a lower leg injury that took him out. But it was Griffin Matsumori who really took up and picked up where he left off. Got a touchdown throw in there, and they now lead at 21-3. Nate Thatcher alongside Dave Harrison. Dave, what does Alta need to do differently to try and make this a game in the second half?
They've just got to convert on third downs. They've had some 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8s that they just haven't been able to convert. I think if they stay patient, keep running the ball, they'll be able to do some things offensively. They've got to stay patient, but really you've got to get the ball in the hands of Trevin Fabrizio, Bear Strong, and Evan Morton. And however you do that, whether it's receiver screens, it's reverses, it's fly sweeps, somehow get your best guys the football. Defensively, they did okay other than that last 2-minute drive that Brighton put together.
But it will be
in the second quarter, sorry.
You're good. It'll be the Bengals with the ball, so we're going to see that defense to start that you mentioned. Under the lights and in the heart of our community, tonight's game is brought to you by Alsco Uniforms, locally owned and operated, proudly serving our hometown for over 135 years. From the first whistle to the final play, we keep teams and businesses looking their best. Alsco Uniforms, it pays to keep clean. And that ball's going to go past the end zone. Just an absolute boot for kickoff here in the second half. And it'll be the Bengals to start things off with Matsumori coming in as quarterback.
And again, I think if you're Alta's defense, keep the pressure on the young quarterback. I know he made some nice throws there at 2-minute offense, to Evans, but stay in his face. Make sure that they keep after him a little bit. I like the way they've been kind of run blitzing or playing those linebackers close to the line of scrimmage so they can follow those guards when they pull. But important for Alta to get stops here early.
1st and 10 at their own 20. Matsumori is going to survey the defense. Now he gets the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Here's Hemeyer up the gut, and he is met by that defensive line. Maybe gains half a yard on that play. Nice stop that time by the Hawks.
Yeah, really good job. Just doing your job, stayed in your run fit, made a nice play there.
Sets up a 2nd and 9. Matsumori coming back in to make the play. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hemeyer to his right in shotgun. He gets the snap. It's going to be another handoff. Hemeyer's trying to get something, and he will be tackled near the 23, 24-yard line. Sets up about a 3rd and 7.
Mason Clark does a nice job, just kind of pinched down on that. He recognized the down blocks by the tackle and the guard and did a good job squeezing that, not letting him get outside. They've done a good job here on 1st and 2nd down, see if they can get off the field here on 3rd down. And really, Brighton likes to go to Slade Taylor, and he's been covered by Bear Turner the whole game. He hasn't had a single catch. So
Matsumori instead intended for Evans that time. They connected on Matsumori's 2 earlier completions, but that'll be a quick 3 and out now for the Bengals.
Good job defensively for Alta. That's a tough – so on that play, the tackle is responsible for the corner. And so if that corner doesn't drop in coverage right off the bat and he comes downhill, there's no way for him to make a play right there. It's an impossible block for a tackle to make on a corner. So good job that time by Alta's defense. See if they can't ride the momentum a little bit here with their offense.
Grady Bell set back to punt. Fabrizio set back to return the punt. He's had great kickoff returns, but this is a pooched punt, and it goes out of bounds before Brighton's own 40-yard line. That's where they're going to mark it. So Alta now with excellent field position to try and cut into this lead.
Huge break right there for the Hawks. So they get the ball at the 40. Look, they didn't protect the quarterback really well in the first half. Tucker got out of a lot of tough spots, but they've really got to do a better job of picking up this defensive line on pass pro. Too many free runners to the quarterback.
1st and 10 at the 40. It's Brown in the backfield. Pagel to his right. It's going to be a handoff. Pagel's trying to get around his blockers to the left. Oh, he's somehow on his feet, still moving to the right. Gain of 4 on the play. Nice move that time by Lucas, the junior running back.
Yeah, good job. He was patient. He stayed behind his blockers. He had room to run. Good pickup on 1st down. And again, they're a really light box. They've got 5 guys in the box at most. And Alta, there's still 6 guys off the line of scrimmage that aren't even close to the play.
Here's Brown looking to pass on 2nd down. He's got a nice out route. It's Morton cutting his way back inside the 30 for a 1st down. So a nice start here for the Hawks. Evan Morton getting back into the game here in the receiving game.
A little quick speed out. Good job getting your best guy the football. Right? They've got Fabrizio, they got Bear Strong, and they've got to keep getting Evan Morton the ball. First time we've seen that out route.
Brown is going to motion Strong right to left. Oh, and a fumble in the backfield. Brown's going to pick it up. Somehow makes his way around defenders, gets positive yardage out near the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 22.
The reason he was able to pick up yards right there is because Logan Shuck, the left tackle, drove his guy all the way into the defensive backfield, into a linebacker, and it gave Tucker time to pick the ball up and pick up some yards. So a good job by the offensive line that time for Alta.
It's going to be a 2nd and 5 now. Ball is placed at the 23. Offense looking to get the call from the sideline. They might need to call a timeout, but no, the Browns going to go with it. 10 to go on the play clock. So he's going to get the snap. He's going to go for a quick reception out in the flat. It's Fabrizio. Makes a cutting move. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. It'll set up a 3rd and about 4.
Again, I like it. Find a way to get the guys the ball. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. still pretty much do anything you want. They've run the ball really well, especially behind Shuck on this left side.
Alta's receivers known to make men miss when they're in the open space, and as Dave mentioned, they're getting the ball early and often here in the first drive of the second half for Alta. 3rd and 4, ball at the 22. Bunch trips to the left. It's going to be a handoff. Pagel, he's trying to find that right side. Gets to the 20. They're going to stop him right there, but that's going to be a 4th and short. This will be a call right now to make by the coaching staff if they want to go for it.
It looks like you got 4th and 2.
And it looks like they are going to keep the offense out.
You know, there's been a couple of times they've had that bunch formation, and it looks like they can get the edge running to that formation side, that tight bunch side. Still trying to get the play in.
Clock is winding down. We're now at 10 seconds. Brown's got to run back over to the far hash. So here we go with a second to go on the play clock. It's a handoff up the middle. Pagel has got it and more. He stays on his feet as he pushes his feet past the 15-yard line for a first down. They're going to mark him at the 14. What a run by Lucas.
Yeah, really earned every yard on that one. A good job by the O-line, a good job by Pagel. Just staying on his feet, just being patient behind those blocks. So a good play call there on 4th and short. But look, you know, Alta punches in. They're back in the ball game. And Brighton's still playing coverage. I mean, you got 4 guys in the box.
Here's Brown in the backfield. Pagel to his right. It's going to be a handoff. Here's Lucas up the gut. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage on that play. Nice defensive effort by that front for Brighton.
Brighton called a little bit of a run blitz there. Both inside linebackers came. And it was just a good defensive play call that time by Coach Sutera.
It'll set up a 2nd and 10. Once again, the Hawks are taking their time on these possessions. They want to control the clock. And right now, this is the farthest they've gone and the closest they've been to getting a touchdown tonight. Brown in the backfield. He's going to motion Bear in the flat. Pagel's going to run up the right side. He's tripped up near the 10-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 11 for a gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 7. And this is another big 3rd down. A touchdown would go a long way here for the Hawks.
Yeah, and I would expect you're in 2-down territory here, 4-down territory. You know, they've shown some patience here on this series, running the ball. You know, Brighton's giving them, again, a light run box, even though they're inside the red zone.
Close to a 5-minute drive here. Brown going towards the end zone, almost intercepted in the hands of the defender and then dropped. And it looks like Alta's going to once again send out McAllister and the field goal unit. A field goal here would still make it a 2-possession game.
Fabrizio did a really good job there for Alta breaking up that play because that looked like it was intercepted, and he hit that defender, stripped the ball, kept possession for the Hawks. So even though it's not a complete pass, Trevor Fabrizio did a really good job there keeping possession for the Hawks.
It's going to be a 27-yard field goal from the right hash. McAllister 1 for 3, and it's blocked! Brighton retains possession. They're running backwards. And they're going to start inside their own 10 at the 8, but Jack McAllister has just had an unfortunate evening tonight. Now 1 for 4 on Staker Parson Materials and Construction kicks.
Yeah, that wasn't Jack's fault. That ball rolled back from the center. That was a bad snap. Bad snap, and anytime you have to stutter step on that kick, you're not going to, you know, it's like hitching in your golf swing. You're not going to hit it solid.
So here come the Bengals. Matsumori, it was a 3-and-out for him in his offense last go-around, but now they're backed up inside their own 10 at the 5.
See if Alta's defense can step up again and make a big play.
Hawks showing pressure on the line. They are going to blitz. It's a handoff. Hemeyer, he's stacked up near the 1. And they're going to say he's literally down at the 1-yard line. Bengals going backwards, and they are now in some rough territory.
I love the play call, Betta Coaster, man. When he comes hard. made a nice play there. Now Brighton's really in a tough spot. I mean, you almost have to quarterback sneak it out of this spot. Inside your 1-yard line. But again, if Alta, I mean, you've got to handle the snap perfectly. If Alta can put some pressure on him right here.
So here we go. In shotgun, Matsumori. It's going to be a handoff to Heemeyer. He sneaks his way out of the end zone, blocks his way, breaks some tackles, makes it out to about the 6-yard line, close to the original line of scrimmage.
You know, that's not going to go down as the best run of the night, but that's a really great run because he got hit at the line of scrimmage at the 1-yard line. It just kept his legs moving, able to pick up 5 yards and at least give him a little bit of breathing room. So it's 3rd and 9. Again, interesting to see if Alta brings some pressure, tries to disrupt this sophomore quarterback a little bit.
Here's a 3rd and 9. Matsumori in the shotgun. He's going to fake the count, looking at the sideline. They've got 5 on the play clock and under. Brighton's got to call a timeout right here, and they will. Good time to remind you this game is brought to you by Tiburon Fine Dining. For over 25 years, Tiburon Fine Dining has been one of Utah's premier restaurants. Their award-winning contemporary American cuisine in a warm and friendly setting makes for the perfect night out. Plus, in the fall, you can enjoy a stroll through their working culinary garden. Make your next night out special at Tiburon Fine Dining. Visit them online at TiburonFineDining.com. Also brought to you by Hoof and Vine, a modern American steakhouse. With premium cuts of beef, sustainably farmed poultry and seafood, gluten-free and allergy-friendly options, plus house-made desserts, there is something for everyone. Located on Union Park Avenue in Sandy, it's the perfect place for any occasion. Create an evening to remember at Hoof and Vine. Visit them online at hoofandvine.com. So this is a big 3rd down. Bengals backed up way deep inside their own territory. Alta defense so far in the second half has been showing up.
Yeah, really good job. I mean, Brighton's started out 3 and out. See if Alta could get another stop here. They bring pressure.
Matsumura going for Evans. It's another back shoulder throw, and it's caught at the 25.
What an athlete. What a fantastic back shoulder catch. It looks like they're going to call Evans for pushing off. I didn't see that, but, man, his ability to turn in the air and catch the ball is really impressive.
That's who Matsumori has been going to since he's come into this game. It's been him and number 11. Let's see what this call is going to be, and it looks like it might go against the Hawks. But now that's 2 back shoulder throws for Matsumori to Jace Evans, and they've connected now on both.
You know, sometimes you just tell your quarterback, just throw it over there. Just throw it up over there. He's our best guy. He's got a height advantage on the corner. He's going to make a play.
Yeah, they're going to say it's holding against the defense. It will be declined as the ball was advanced out to the 26 on an excellent catch by Jace Evans.
Yeah, he's really shined for the Bengals tonight.
So now Brighton with new life on a 1st and 10. Matsumori with a player on his left and right in shotgun. He's going to motion Heemeyer in the flat. It's going to be a handoff up the gut, making some shifty moves. I couldn't see the number that time as he comes up. It looks to be Judah Noeli, who's also been very active for them in short territory.
Just a good job by the offensive line for Brighton. Their down blocks are good. Follows his blocker. Mason Clark did a good job for Alta coming up and forcing him back inside. He just didn't have any help from his D lineman there.
Sets up a 2nd and 5. Here's Matsumori, another handoff. Heemeyer's got some blockers in the backfield. Makes his way out. They're going to mark him down at the 33-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and short.
Little GT counter there. Pull the guard and the tackle. Down block. I mean, it's pretty simple power football that Brighton's doing a good job of executing. And, you know, it's nice to be able to lean on that run game when you've got a sophomore quarterback who hasn't played a ton of varsity ball. Although he looks pretty poised. He's made some really nice throws. He hasn't panicked. He's handled the ball. He's taken care of it. So
here come the big boys with that strong formation, something that worked successfully for them in the first half. They're going to run it again right here. Matsumori, a handoff. Here's Heemeyer, but he's met able to drive his feet. Let's see where they mark this down. Near official says he's exactly at the 35, but the marker's at the 36. So he's going to be a yard short on third down.
I'd like to see that adjustment. So Alta got beat by that same formation all the way down the field the first half. And their defense against that, they had a four-man front, and their linebackers were back. That time they loaded the line of scrimmage and came hard off that backside, made a play in the backfield. So we'll see what happens here on fourth down.
They're going to go with that same formation. Big guys in the backfield. It's 4th and 1. This would be a huge stop for the Hawks. Matsumori under center. Gets the snap. It's a handoff to Heemeyer. He's met! And I don't think he got it.
Denied.
Another turnover on downs.
Tell you what, this Alta Hawks defense is stepping up. They're keeping them in the game. Really good job that time. I love that the defensive coordinator and his staff made those adjustments at half to be able to stop that, because it was really an unstoppable formation and drive, and they stuffed them twice.
Bennett, Coaster, and company celebrating once again, and that linebacker has been very active all night long. Leads the team in tackles per game at almost 12, and you can just see how effective he is when he's able to get into the backfield.
Yeah, Bennett's a baller. He comes hard. He's a football player.
So once again, Alta set up in great territory. They just haven't been able to get a touchdown yet. Here's Brown out in the flat to Bear Strong, but it's a low throw, and he maybe loses about a half yard on the play.
Yeah, that's a timing play. They play action that or RPO that. And typically when you RPO that, it gives that defensive back another step downhill as opposed to just turning and throwing it out there. If you're going to throw it out there, get it out there as quick as you can. It's a little tougher with the RPO look.
So now 2nd and 11 at the 36-yard line. And you really can't afford going for field goals from this point out, as they still trail it by 18. Bunch trips to the left. They're going to go with a quick out route. Once again, it's Fabrizio. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. They're going to say he's out at the 30, so it's a gain of 6 on the play. It'll set up a 3rd and 5.
I don't know if that was another option for Tucker Brown, but the offensive line ran counter to the right, which froze the linebackers. Fabrizio just not quite able to break that tackle, but I still like, get him the ball. He makes guys miss. And, you got Morton down here. You could run him to the corner of the end zone, which they might just do.
So now here's trips to the weak side, and it looks like they might have gotten Brighton to jump off. We had some early motion, but this could be against Alta as well. No, it's going to be against the Bengals.
All right, now you got 3rd and 1. You can just pound this one.
I mean, depending exactly where this ball was, this could be a first down.
Wow.
They're going to say that it is. That will be a first down. So now it's 1st and 10 at the 25.
That's one of my favorite plays. 3rd and 5 to get him to jump. And again, now, I mean, I still like going over the top with Morton. Although they've got him double teamed here, and you got a light run box, so.
Yeah, Morton down closest on the bottom of your screen. He gets the reception in the flat. He's got a blocker. Tries to make a cut back near the 20. They're going to mark him down at the 21-yard line. It's a gain of 4 on the play.
He hasn't touched the ball, and he's had an impact because he's made a bunch of good blocks on the outside there. I like him. He also wears the number 14, which 2 of my sons who played at Alta wore 14, Hayden and Logan. So always my favorite player on the team, whoever wears that number.
It'll be 2nd and 6. A motion by Strong now, right to left. Handoff Pagel. Pagel's going right. Cuts back left. He's got room. Inside the 10 and down at the 5. And Pagel, very shifty and speedy when he's out in the open field, sets up a 1st and goal now for the Hawks.
Yeah, another great play call. I love this flow that Alta's in offensively right now. I know they haven't really manifested with points. They've had 3 really good drives that they've gotten all the way down the field. So see if they can't punch it in right here.
So here we go. 1st and goal. Handoff Pagel right up the gut. Gets into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Alta with their first reach of the end zone this evening. That cuts down this deficit.
Telling you, Fullwood and Shuck on that left side of the offensive line have looked fantastic tonight. And a good job by the Alta coaches of recognizing what the Brighton defense is giving them and then making the right play call.
First Axio EV touchdown for the Hawks. Ready to upgrade to an electric or hybrid? Axio EV has hundreds of used electric vehicles and hybrids in stock at fantastic prices. PAT is up and good. And now it's just an 11-point game. I mean, this was not what I saw coming in the first half, but because Palapoy has been out, that Bengals offense has been stagnant. The Alta defense has stepped up, and now it's just a two-possession game, 11-point difference.
It really feels like Alta's got some confidence. Their defense is playing aggressive. They're making plays. And outside of Evans and some really fantastic catches, Alta's defense has shut Brighton down the last quarter and a half. And, you know, they got a chance. It sure would have been nice for them to be able to convert one of those 3 field goals they missed, because it would have been a closer game, obviously. But, hey, anything can happen. There's been some crazy Alta Brighton games over the years.
So it'll be Herdel and Noelle back to receive this kickoff. A reminder, this game is brought to you by Southtown Mitsubishi. Do you know where to buy a new SUV with a $100,000 mile warranty for less than $30,000? Southtown Mitsubishi in Sandy at the Southtown Auto Mall. Shop now at UtahMITS.com. And I think that ball went through the uprights on the kickoff.
Yeah, McAllister crushed it right through the middle of the uprights from the 40.
Good to see him see that ball go through those 2 yellow posts. It's been frustrating for that field goal unit tonight.
Yeah, that time he didn't have to worry about the snap and the hold. He was just able to pound it. So, all right, see what Alta can do defensively again. They've stepped up here in this second half. Turnover would be huge.
Here we go. Matsumori in shotgun. A player to his left and right. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Ball at the 20. Motion. Heemeyer in the flat. It's going to be a handoff up the gut. Noelle's got it. Breaks some tackles, but maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Alta's defensive line, they know what's coming now. Every time they see that down block and the 2 guards pulling, the linebackers, Coaster's done a fantastic job following those pulling guards and getting into the backfield. And Brighton needs to kind of find something else. We haven't seen Slade Taylor with the ball. I know that Bear Turner's been over him, and Bear's a fantastic defender. But Slade Taylor makes guys miss. Get him the ball. Let some of your playmakers make some plays. You know, they've found Evans a few times.
Bengals trying to run this clock out, as you can tell as well. Last play here of the third quarter. Handoff Heemeyer, left side. Follows his blockers, gets out to the 25, and that is where we will end this third quarter. Brighton leads it still by 2 possessions, but Alta able to cut into that deficit as we head into the fourth here on KSLSports.com on the Rewind Sports Network. Welcome back out to Alta High School here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Nate Thatcher alongside Dave Harrison. We got Quinton up in the top of the press box powering through the cold weather.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be this cold already. All right, big play right here. They've got
3rd and 5 now here for the Bengals at their own 25. Trips formation here to the near side. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Matsumori's got it, but he's not going to get a first down as he's tackled at the 27-yard line. So this Hawks defense is stepping up big time here in the second half.
Yeah, really impressive show by the Hawks up front. You know, they're loading it up, and those linebackers are making plays. The defensive line's holding their own. Really, another big possession here for the Hawks. If they could get it down the field, get it in the end zone again, go for 2, you can cut it to a 3-point game. They got too many guys on the field.
Here we go. Here's Fabrizio, set back deep to receive. It's another short punt. It's going to be caught at his own 38. Fabrizio stumbling, able to bring it out to the 44-yard line, and that is where the Hawks will start their next possession. A reminder, this game brought to you by Generous Auto. Get $2,000 more for your trade-in at Generous Auto. Check your vehicle's value on KBB.com, then bring it to Generous Auto at the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy for $2,000 over KBB. Generous Auto, creating smiles for miles. So the Hawks moved the ball slowly but surely, got a touchdown on the ground last time around. I mean, now you're facing a little bit of a time crunch here. 11 minutes left. You have to get 2 touchdowns. You think they kind of keep the similar pace and keep going on the ground?
You've got plenty of time, 11-15. You're going to get at least 3 possessions for the remainder of the game. Just be patient. Take what they give you. A little over. Ooh.
Brown looking for Pagel on a check down. It's incomplete, and that'll set up a 2nd and 10.
Oh, Bear Strong ran a great route, just kind of a little over route, wide open to the middle of the field. I didn't see the pass rush that time, so I don't know if Tucker had time to even look downfield. He checked it down. And
he's pressured quickly, had to move to his right.
Yeah, they need to stay patient. Brighton's still giving, a light box where you ought to be able to run it. You got plenty of time.
So here we go, 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the left. It's going to be a quick slant up the middle. It's Bear Strong. He catches it, gets it out to the Brighton 49-yard line. It'll set up a 3rd and short.
Holy cow, man. He came across the middle. I thought he was going to get killed.
Just like you mentioned, they've had some opportunities up the middle, but you haven't seen the ball get that direction too often tonight.
No, Tucker hasn't had time to really throw the ball. They've got to pick up pressure a little bit better.
So it's a 3rd and 3 at the 49. Motion by Bear. Ball is tipped for a second. Pagel's got it, and he's maybe going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to set up a 4th down. And they've had some issues tonight with those snaps in the backfield.
Yeah. It really screws your timing up. Anytime the quarterback doesn't catch it right at his chest, the timing's just off a little bit. Not a whole lot you can do.
But the Hawks are feeling confident. They're going to go for it on 4th down because of what their defense has been able to do with Matsumori in for the Bengals tonight. I mean, ever since Matsumori's come in, they've had one really good touchdown drive, but other than that, they haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah, big play here for the Hawks.
So still in their own field territory, technically on the 50, but it's on their own side. It's a 4th and 4. Brown. Play action pass. He's got time. Goes over the middle. It's caught. Bear Strong's got it at the 41-yard line, and the Hawks needed that. That keeps the chains moving.
Oh, that was close. Caleb Leone just about picked that off for Brighton. Tucker fitting it into tight windows. And, anytime you're dropping 8 guys into coverage, every window is going to be a lot tighter. And so Tucker does a good job. Bear Strong. Telling you what, that's not an easy catch to come across the middle when you've got linebackers dropping into coverage and catch the ball in traffic like that. He's done it twice, so good job there.
Brown gets the snap, another play action. He's going to Morton out in the flat on the far side. Morton makes a cutback, spins around, and he'll be down near the 35. It'll be a gain of 6 on 1st down.
I thought he was going to hand the ball off there. He had all sorts of room to run. But a good job. Get the ball into your playmaker's hands. Another good block on the outside there, and Alta's, 2nd 4. It's a way to stay ahead of the chain. Stay patient. Again, anytime you want to run the ball, man, it's there.
So here we go, 2nd and 4, ball at the 35. It's going to be a handoff to Pagel, up the middle. Wow, and somehow he just speeds his way to a 1st down. It's like a flash of lightning. All of a sudden, he gains 6 yards on the play.
I'll tell you, for somebody who hasn't played a ton of running back, Bengals running the ball really hard. He hit the hole. He's been patient when he needs to be, and when that hole's there, he's hitting it hard. A lot of north and south running for the Hawks tonight, keeping them in the ball game. Another good play call. I like this offensive game plan they've got tonight for the Hawks. They've done a good job executing.
1st and 10 at the 29. Brown. Another handoff to Pagel. He's going to his right. Gain of about 2 on the play, but nothing more than that.
A little more success when they've run the ball left, but you've got to keep that defense honest.
Once again, the Hawks in no rush here to try and get a score as we now are under 8 minutes to go here in the game.
Yeah, they need to start to pick it up a little bit. Again, they're trying to think ISO Morton up top.
So here we go, 2nd and long. It's going to be a quick slant on the outside, and it's dropped. Intended receiver that time looks to be Morton.
Yeah, it looked like Tucker wanted to keep running on the slant. Evan kind of settled it down into that hole in the zone, and the ball just was a little bit off center on the throw, so third down now. It's a big third down. Again, though, you know they've got to be in four-down territory. Although, if you do kick a field goal, you're back to a one-possession game. So, you know, with McAllister and his leg, I wouldn't be surprised to see him kick it either.
That unit has struggled tonight, though, to give him a good opportunity to put it through the uprights.
They better hurry.
Play clock down to 2-1. Brown gets the snap and empty. He's going over the middle. It's caught! And he's staying on his feet. There's Morton into the end zone. Touchdown Hawks. We've got a ball game.
Martin was getting in the end zone no matter what Brighton thought. He caught the ball, took a hit, spun out of it, got into the end zone. Great job by Alta that time offensively. Good job executing. Good job putting your players in position to be successful. So the Hawks back in the ball game. I'm thinking they're going to go for 2 here.
And it looks like they are. A 2-point conversion here would cut it to a 3-point game. Unbelievable from where we were at halftime.
Interested to see if they keep Palapoy on the bench. I was told in the Brighton locker room at halftime that he could play if they needed him. So we'll see. Well, you got an out route up top to Morton.
So here we go. Brown with the snap. Morton has the out route. Instead, he's going to go to the near side of the end zone. It's caught. 2-point conversion is good. And what a catch by Evan Ayink in the near side of the end zone. It's a 3-point game.
Yeah, big-time throw there. I'm telling you what, I don't know how he found Ayuk for the catch. And we've seen him make blocks on the outside. Great team player. Nice to see him get a catch, his first catch of the night in the end zone for a 2-point conversion. So, hey, Alta's back to within 3, and their defense has been playing great football.
Now the Bengals with an interesting choice, as Dave mentioned. What are they going to do at the quarterback position? As the Bengals are going to need to have something right here if they want to secure this win. That does come with region implications. With a win tonight, they would be 4-1 in region play, tied with Woods Cross, but they did beat Woods Cross earlier in the season, which would give them the tiebreaker. It would be their 5th region title in 6 years.
Well, Alta would love nothing more than to stop that from happening. I can't even tell you how many incidents happened between Brighton and Alta the years that I coached at Alta, whether it was students or players or coaches. Just a lot of rivalry history here. And so for Alta to step up and play as well as they are tonight kind of adds another chapter to the rivalry.
And the kick is through the back of the end zone, unsurprisingly. So out comes Brighton's offense with, and we haven't seen this in a while, some work to do.
Yeah, and again, Evans has been their go-to guy ever since Palapoy's been out of the ball game. They haven't seen Slade Taylor. Tell you what, Bear Turner's done a good job shutting him out. He's the one player I really thought Brighton needed to get involved in this game plan, and he's been taken out of it.
So it is going to be Griffin Matsumori back out once again for this Bengals offense. Biggest drive of the night so far for him when he's been on the field. He'll get the snap. It's a handoff up the middle. And Noelle is tackled, but it looks like it's going to be a flag against the Hawks defense after a gain of 1.
Horse collar. Just by the way he got slung around and his feet flipped up in the air, I would expect it's either a face mask or a horse collar. But again, good, hard, aggressive defense by the Hawks.
And they're going to say it's a face mask against the defense. Big penalty that allows the Bengals to keep the ball rolling, first down and a gain of 15.
You know, if Brighton could just keep running the football, you know, that's the formula for success and for winning the football game. Just keep the ball away from Alta's offense. But Alta's done a pretty good job the last couple of quarters stopping that run game.
Matsumori in the backfield, 3 receivers to his right and 1 to his left. It's going to be a play action. It's a middle screen up the middle. And his receivers got room and more. Slade Taylor out to the 41-yard line. And just as we mentioned, we haven't seen him all night. He shows up when he's needed most.
Somebody get the license plate of that truck. That'll go, Slade. That's a nice throw, nice catch, just a little tunnel screen. And I'm telling you what, you get Slade the ball, he goes downhill hard. One of the most coachable kids out there, works hard, does whatever his coach asks. Good to see him get involved a little bit here in the offense.
A huge pickup for Matsumori and the offense as they're now in Hawk territory at the 41-yard line. Matsumori gets the snap. It's going to be another handoff. Noelle cuts back inside, gets maybe to the 38-yard line for a gain of 3 on first down.
Yeah, that's what you want if you're Brighton. Pick up 3 or 4 yards on first down. Pick up 3 or 4 yards on second down. Keep that clock moving. Be patient. You know, you're at the point now in the game where you want to run that play clock all the way down inside of 5 seconds every single time. So good job there. The coach sends a play in with about 20 seconds. That times it out to where you're going to snap the ball with about 5.
So here we go, 2nd and 7 at the 39. Bengals just letting that play clock milk down. Matsumori, another handoff. Here's Noelle up the right side. He's got room and more. Cuts back and gets down inside the 20. What a run by Judah Noelle.
Brighton offensive line stepping up when they have to, opening up some holes, and you know, as good a job as Alta's defense has done lately, this drive the Brighton offensive line has kind of taken over.
And Alta's going to need to hold Brighton to a field goal here if they want to have a chance to win this game in regulation.
Well, there's still a lot of time left, 5 minutes. We played a Lehigh game where the last 5 minutes there were 42 points scored. So
wow,
anything can happen.
Matsumori in the backfield, 1st and 10. Handoff Noelle once again. Cuts back inside to his right, maybe a gain of 1. Noelle's had an excellent evening. He averages about 66 rush yards per game. He's had 4 touchdowns on the year, and we haven't really seen him in a lot of good action until this drive.
I expect you're going to see Brighton try to keep the ball on the ground, but they've run the ball enough that you may get a play action with a linebacker or somebody down the seam behind a linebacker.
So here's the handoff. Noelle once again cuts back, moving to his right, and he will be down near the 15-yard line. And this clock is continuing to drain down.
Yeah, another good job up front by the Bengals. Getting downhill, getting some good push. Feels like they've kind of solved that blitz, A-gap run blitz problem that they were having with the Alta defense.
Big 3rd down here. If the Hawks can stop them, it would be huge. As we're now under 4 to go in the game.
You got man press coverage out here. No, you got 2 safeties.
So here we go. Another handoff. Noelle's got room on the right side. Cuts it back in, and he'll walk into the end zone for a touchdown. Bengals recontrol this game with an excellent run into the end zone by number 10.
He broke some ankles right there. A little shake and bake, and he dropped the Alta defender to his knees. What a run.
And that is sure to break the hearts of a lot of Hawks fans here as they now trail it once again by 9.
Now, impressive drive that time. Brighton did exactly what they had to do. They kept the ball on the ground. They picked up 5, 6, 7 yards of play. Got the ball in the end zone. Hats off to that Brighton offensive line.
PAT is up and in. A reminder, our kicks, including PATs tonight, are brought to you by Staker Parson Materials and Construction. Since 1952, Staker Parson Companies has been the preferred source of quality sand, rock, landscape products, ready-mix concrete, asphalt, paving, and construction services across the Intermountain West. As a proud partner of the Hawks, we are committed to being an integral part of the community, focusing on infrastructure development and fostering stronger, more connected neighborhoods. From the parks you play in to the roads you drive on, the Staker Parson team delivers quality products in a timely, safe, and efficient manner. Visit one of our local landscape yards for your home project today. Go Hawks. All right, so Alta able to get back-to-back touchdowns on their last 2 drives, but now, once again, they face a 10-point deficit with under 4 minutes to go. You have to think they have to move the ball a little bit faster than what they've been doing.
Yeah, Brighton's kind of got them where they want them. They're going to play deep coverage. They're going to keep everything in front of them, but you still have guys, both Fabrizio, Morton, and actually Bear Strong, all 3 of those guys are breakaway players. So you get the ball in their hands wherever you've got to get it and let them make a play. Sometimes it takes one broken tackle, and guys with that kind of speed are gone. So see if Fabrizio can't get another big return here.
He's had 2 big ones tonight where he's returned them to midfield. They're going to pooch it off to the right side. Fabrizio, it's going to bounce to him. Here he goes. Moving up that left side. He's still on his feet. There he goes. He cuts it back. He's got room. Can he outrun the Bengals? And he's tripped up at the 36-yard line. Oh, my goodness. What a tackle, because that would have been a touchdown. He has been dynamic in special teams tonight.
Trevor Fabrizio is a baller. What a return. 3 big returns in a game that your team needs all those yards. So he steps up, does a really fantastic job. Love to see that. They're not going away. Now you're close enough to the end zone, you can get there quick. You've got a 36-yard field.
Once again, even a field goal will make this a 1-possession game. But this time there will be no 2-point conversion needed for the eventual touchdown needed to come back in this one. Brown's looking to pass. He's going to go deep. Double coverage. And it's going to be a pass interference intended that time for Bear Morton, but he was tackled early.
Bear Strong. You know what? Bear does a great job of creating contact. He came back kind of towards the ball, forced the defender to make contact, and that's a savvy football play. Good job. Good job for the Hawks. Now you can take a couple shots to the end zone.
Ball should be placed at the 21-yard line after that penalty.
Alta's still got 3 timeouts.
So now, just outside the red zone with just over 3 minutes remaining in this game.
Brighton still is going to try and force them to run the ball.
Alta still has all 3 of their timeouts. So here we go, 1st and 10. Trips right to the near side. It's going to be a screen, and it is blown up in the backfield. It is incomplete. And a nice pressure on the outside that time by Trey Harper, the junior DB.
Yeah, there's nobody in the middle of the field. At Brighton, they weren't fooled. They saw that coming. It's a tough play, especially if those defenders are all coming downhill. A lot of times that receiver screen works because 1 or 2 of the defenders is dropping as soon as the ball snapped, and so you have an advantage blocking. But that time they were coming downhill hard. Still, you've got time to be patient, run the ball. If they've got 4 guys in the box, you can still pick up gashes.
Here we go, 2nd and 10. Brown looking to pass. He's got all the time in the world. He's going to go with his check down. Pagel able to take it out of bounds near the 10.
Good discipline by Tucker Brown that time. I thought he was going to step up and try and run it, and he could have done that. But he checked down to his last outlet, kept his eyes downfield. Nice job. Bengals played a good football game for the Hawks.
It's going to be a 1st and goal now from the 10.
Clock stopped, so they don't have to hurry. And again, they're still dropping safeties in coverage. Nope, not this time.
So here we go. 3 tries to try and get it in the end zone. Brown looking for the end zone. It's going to be just short if caught, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Not so bad. I mean, you would have liked to got the ball down at the 2-yard line, but clock stops. Got a couple of shots more.
Do you think if they don't get it in after 3 downs, they go for the field goal?
Yeah, you've got to score twice anyway. It'd be nice to get a touchdown here, but it's not absolutely necessary. And as good as Jack is, McAllister, you take those 3 and hope that you get the ball back.
All right, so here we go. Trips near side. 2nd and goal from the 10. Brown with a quick pass.
Oh.
Caught by Fabrizio, but it's blown up in the backfield once again. And who else but Trey Harper?
Yeah, it didn't work last time. Didn't work this time. It's, you're at the 10, 12-yard line throwing side to side. Your defense is compact. You're not spread out over 30 or 40 yards. They're all packed in within 10-yard lines. So side to side is a tough way to get yards down here.
That keeps the clock moving. So here we go. 3rd and goal from the 11. A motion by Pagel. Left to right. He's going for the end zone. It's caught at the 2, but stopped short. Now this is interesting. Let's see what they decide to do right here.
Well, if you decide to kick the ball right here, you're still playing. If you go for it and don't make it, game's over.
We've got a Bengal player down near the 5-yard line. We'll take a timeout as they assist him near the goal line. Brighton leads it 28-18. Welcome back to Alta High School. Good to see that Bengals player get up and walk under his own ability to the sideline. It's going to be 4th and goal from the 3, and Alta's going to go for it as they currently trail by 10. This is huge right here. Gutsy call. Oh, and he might have gotten Brighton to jump off sides, and he did.
So you're going to get an extra 2 yards. It's a much more makeable play. I still like kicking the field goal here because you stay in it. If you kick the field goal, you get the onside kick, or you can get a stop. You've got 3 timeouts. If you don't get the touchdown here, the Bengals are backed up, but that's pretty much ball game.
So here we go, a handoff to Pagel, and he stopped short. I don't think he got there.
Nope, just short.
They're going to mark him down at the 1, and what a stand by this Bengals defense with their backs against the wall.
So Brighton's going to have the ball at the 1-yard line. Alta's still got a chance to maybe turn it over, get something crazy to happen down here at the goal line. But man, that's, you kind of roll the dice there, and Alta just didn't quite get it there. I like Pagel, man. This kid runs the ball hard, and he put his head down. But Brighton's defensive line steps up, makes a big play right there.
So the last time Matsumori and his offense were in their own end zone, they were able to get out of it with a late throw to Evans, even against defensive holding. But it was scary at times for them, so they're going to go with that big bully football formation and try and get some blockers. Oh, but the ball might have come out. Oh, this is going to be interesting. There's a big pileup near the front of the end zone. They're going to say the ball is down at the 1-yard line.
Again, Alta's going to sell out. I mean, you don't have any choice here. You've got to sell out. You've got to make a play.
I mean, the ball is literally touching that front part of the end zone. That's about as far back as you can be to start a possession.
So if you got a touchdown on this play from that spot, that would be the longest football play from scrimmage on offense. So sure, Brighton's not thinking about that, but as a former offensive coordinator, you think about stuff like that once in a while, I guess.
And if Alta's able to make something out of their defense, that would be the shortest touchdown you could have.
Yeah. Telling you, I mean, Brighton's got to do everything right to get out of the end zone right here because Alta's coming hard. Now, I'm telling my quarterback, go on 2, go on 3, hard count it, because we're only going to lose a half an inch if we jump off sides, right? If the offense jumps off sides, they lose nothing here. If the defense jumps off sides,
it gets you out of scary position.
You're out of the end zone. So you're going to go hard count it here, maybe hard count it 2 or 3 times and call a timeout. Try and get Alta to jump.
All right, so here we go. It's 2nd and 10, literally from less than half a yard in front of the end zone. They're going to go with their strong formation once again. 3 men in the backfield. Here's the handoff. It's by the big guy, able to get out just barely, and they're going to say he's down at the 2-yard line.
Well, that scares me giving the ball to a guy that doesn't handle the ball a lot. But, big old number 90.
Already has a touchdown this evening for Brighton. And Alta now uses their second timeout. It'll stop the clock at 1:54. And you just have to think about all the opportunities that the Hawks had tonight in that first quarter with that last possession that turned it over with where we're at right now. I mean, Alta can be proud, but also they had a lot of missed opportunities.
3 missed field goals that it's a whole different ballgame if they're down 1 right here. There's a lot for Alta to be happy about and to build on because, they're in the playoffs. Everybody makes the playoffs now. So they're in the playoffs regardless of what happens here tonight. They've found a little bit of rhythm offensively. Their defenses look stout. I know, 28 points doesn't feel like it, but pretty good job at their special teams. Trevin Fabrizio is fantastic returning kicks.
He has been just electric on special teams tonight, and if Alta's able to stop them right here, he'll have another opportunity to do so, and once again set up his team in excellent field position. So here we go. 3rd and 9, ball at their own 1, and Alta jumped off sides. Just like that, we mentioned it earlier, and Brighton got him to bite.
Yeah, they're still, you're still got 3rd and 6, but now you don't have to worry about losing a yard and giving up a safety because had Alta been able to get a safety, now it's, it's an 8-point ball game, 1-possession game. So still another chance for Alta's defense to make a stop here.
3rd and 4, much more manageable than 3rd and 9.
Still got to sell out defensively. You've got to come hard.
A first down here would be ball game.
Nobody would ever call play action pass right here, but man, it'd be a touchdown.
It's an all-out blitz. Oh, there's the count.
Yep.
And there's some movement, and it looks like it's going to go against the Bengals. Oh, they're going to say it's a timeout, actually, before anything happened. Timeout Brighton, but it looked like there was some movement on that offensive line.
Smart. Trying to get him to jump off sides again. If you can let the official walk the ball 5 yards, it's a pretty good play. It's a good job, Alta, especially when you're blitzing. You've got a full-on, all-out blitz, and they go on 2 or go on 3. It's hard to hold your water. So even though they jumped the first time, good job there holding it. I'm telling you, Trevin Fabrizio gets a chance to return a punt right here. Who knows what could happen?
They know he's been dangerous all night long, and somehow he still seems to find a seam and a way to get major yardage on these returns.
We've got to get the stop here first. This is basically the play that's going to decide whether the game's over. If they get a first down here, game's over. So Alta's defense has got to step up again. They've done a good job tonight in big situations and making stops.
So here we go. To put this one to bed for Brighton. 3rd and 4 from their own 7. Here's the snap. They are going to go for a pass. It's a fader intended for Evans, but it's thrown out of bounds. So Alta will get the ball, and they still keep a timeout in their back pocket.
I love that play call. I know it didn't work, but just the fact that you got the guts to make that play call from your 10-yard line. And frankly, I thought it would work. I think a little better play action right there and straight down the middle maybe was there. That little fade went right into the corner. So chance for Fabrizio again. Watch the hard count. Hard count gives him a first down, so make sure you hold your water.
He's lined up at midfield. And it's going to be a pushed punt. I don't know where they're going to mark that out of bounds. That landed in the stands, but they're going to say it's out of bounds. Oh, he's marking. He's coming back.
Dang near drilled a cheerleader.
20. They're going to start
that's a bad mark.
At the Brighton 24.
That's not even close. He needs to walk up about another 10 yards. That needs to be at about the 15-yard line because it really almost brained one of the cheerleaders.
They're going to mark him back at the 24. The line official now meeting with the head ref.
Hey, either way, you got a chance. I mean, you're going to have to get an onside kick because your timeouts are gone. But if you can put one in, and, you know, Brighton's going to drop everybody back, you're going to have to find a window. But we're not done yet.
So here's Alta with life. 1:48 to go. And very good field position. Brown gets the snap. Got plenty of time. Steps up in the pocket. He's got Fabrizio on a crosser. Out to the 10. Cuts it out, and he'll be out of bounds near the 5-yard line. And that's exactly the start you want on this drive.
Bagel just buried somebody with a block on the outside. And Fabrizio, again, he's electric. Get the ball in his hands. He's going to make something good happen.
So 1st and goal now from the 5. Players moving around into the formation. Brown under center. Play action rollout. Moving to his right. He's got a receiver out there. It's caught. Touchdown. Lucas Pagel with another catch, this time for 6. And now that gives Alta just a little bit more life, now trailing by 4.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere. Tucker Brown, another great job getting out of the pocket. He was trying to find Bear Strong across the back of the end zone. He kind of stumbled, and he found Pagel on that short out. Good job. Still life for the Hawks.
A big PAT right here. It cuts it to 3 if McAllister can make it. It is up and through. And so now the long-awaited onside kick to see if this is still going to be a ball game.
Bright just about got through it, blocked that kick. I thought they had a chance to get it, but yeah, 28-25. Alta's not going away. Their defense has stepped up. Their offense has made nice plays. Their special teams, a lot to build on here. Tucker Brown's really led this team tonight. I'm impressed. Much better game plan and much better feel on the sideline for the Hawks tonight than we saw earlier in this year, and especially going into the playoffs. You never know. They're probably going to end up in the 20s with their seeding, but it takes one upset, and all of a sudden you've got a pretty clear path. So we'll see what happens. It'll be good for them to get a little momentum, see if they can't get – Jack McAllister is one of the best kickers around, and all they do is just practice kicking every day, so you'd think they're going to have something pretty good planned here.
Lots of shifting right now by the Bengals. Here's the onside kick. Oh, it's high. Oh! It's caught by the Bengals. It was Jackson Thompson, but he got blown up.
Bear Turner broke him. He hit him so hard. That is a gutsy play.
Wow, what a hit.
Jackson Thompson, I'm telling you what, hats off to him because he knew he was going to get blown up, and he got blown up, and he still held on.
What a reception on that onside kick.
There's nothing more terrifying than being on Hans' team. Yeah, Bear Turner blew him up. He's going to have nightmares.
And now we're going to have a penalty against the Hawks.
Too many men on the field. Wait, they're going to kick it over?
Oh, it looks like we're kicking again.
Yeah, and it looks like the Jackson Thompson may be down. He took as big a shot as you're ever going to get. It was a clean hit. I mean, Bear put his shoulder into him, but
okay, we'll take a timeout and we'll see what happens when we come back. Welcome back to Alta High School. It looks like we're going to have a re-kick of the onside. McAllister and company are back out, but now – so the penalty was against them. It's interesting, though. So they're going to have a re-kick, though. It doesn't look like – I don't know if Brighton had a chance to
ball.
deny.
So they had 12 men on the field. They have to re-kick it. So they don't have a choice of taking the result of the play. So let's see how many guys – 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, they got 11 this time.
Perfectly executed onside kick besides that last time. Very well orchestrated by McAllister. Here's a second one. Oh, and this one's just a booter, and it's going to be out of bounds. Just miskicked. And that will do it for the evening. Brighton's going to come out of here and sneak out, honestly, from the second half with a win. They dominated. They were up 21-3 at halftime, and they did just enough to come out of here, and they're going to be able to claim a region title once again.
Yeah, I don't get that kicking the ball out of it. I think he probably just was trying to get a pooch kick, and you run your fastest guys down there and try and outrun the return team to the ball. But as well as he kicked that onside kick, he got a great bounce, which is what you're trying to get off that second hop, and it kicked up high. But
so you have to think that the Bengals are going to run this one out.
Well, they've got one timeout, so they're going to have to. They can't just run it out. They've got to pick up a first down. Because you're talking 30 seconds of play. But you've got one timeout, so I mean it's going to be tough. You're going to have to hope for a miracle at this point.
So here we go. Here's Matsumori and Noelle in the backfield. Hand off Noelle. Up the right side. He's got room and more. Bounces out for a first down. And what a run. That should do it for the evening. We've got another player down near the line of scrimmage. And I couldn't see a number.
It looks like it's down. I think it was 77, and I didn't see what happened. You know, I mean, they come out in too deep defense in a situation where they're going to run the ball no matter what. I mean, you got to load that box up and stop that run. You can't give up 10 yards on first down.
Good to see him get up. Looks like he's grabbing his right arm. Velaminusi. And so now the Bengals have first down. Alta's used their timeout. Less than a minute and a half to go. And this one should be over.
Yeah, they should be able to kneel it out now.
So with this win tonight, the Bengals will now have won 4 of their last 5. After losing 4 of their first 5 of the season, they're going to move to 500 on the year, 4-1 in region play. And they were just able to absolutely turn things around once region play started. They had a tough slate to start out this season. Games against Davis, Corner Canyon, and Crimson Cliffs. And that's where those losses came from, as well as Ridgeline. I mean, they really had a tough ask.
You know, and if you could stay healthy, you get so much from playing those good football teams early in the year. I like coaches that schedule tough teams despite the RPI. Because, you know, the benefit of playing a bunch of 4A teams if you're a 5A school or some of the weaker 5A teams is that you automatically get bumped up in the RPI. It's just the way it works, unfortunately. And so I like the fact that Brighton played good teams early in the year because it really helps your team gain confidence that you can compete with anybody. And you know, it's shown late in the year for the Bengals.
As this clock winds down, it should be a good time to bring up our Tab Bank helmet sticker of the game. And, Dave, who would we like to give out this helmet sticker to tonight?
I think Jace Evans was just fantastic. He made some really good plays, a couple of back shoulder catches, plus the touchdown that he had. I just like the way that he made plays when he had to have it, especially as this sophomore player, his sophomore quarterback comes in and he's just kind of a safety blanket. You've got a guy that's that good. Kind of as a secondary, the offensive line for the Bengals in the fourth quarter dominated. They did a really good job marching the ball down the field. And so you got hats off to them, but I think Evans is our pick tonight.
Had some great receptions, as Dave mentioned, that touchdown that put him on to 6 of the year. So Jace Evans, our Tab Bank helmet sticker winner for this evening. And the Bengals are your Region 6 champions. After going 4-1 in region play, they'll move to 5-5 on the year. Alta will drop to 3-7, and they will tie for last place in Region 6 at 1-4. And Dave, as we move into the state playoffs, your final thoughts.
Well, I think 5A, it's going to be West, Fremont, and Orem. Those are the three teams that I think are clearly the best in 5A. 6A, geez, Corner Canyon. They looked so good the other night against Lehigh. But there are enough good teams in 6A that if the ball bounces right, you get some turnovers, Corner Canyon can be beaten. We've seen that already. But I'll tell you what, Corner Canyon's, in my opinion, a pretty clear favorite.
Should be an exciting postseason for Utah high school football. For Quentin, for Dave, I'm Nate Thatcher. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com as Brighton wins it on the road at Alta 28-25. Thank you, everyone, and good night.